Joining me right now is Lipow Oil Associates President Andy Lipow. Andy, great to see you. Thanks very much for being here. What are your thoughts on the price of oil? Where do you think it's headed?
Well, good morning, Maria. Prices have been rising in anticipation of a supply disruption, which has yet to occur. And now that leaders of Europe and President Biden have excluded oil and gas from sanctions at this time, I expect oil prices are going to continue to be under pressure, falling for WTI below $90 a barrel, perhaps down to $85 a barrel in the near term. Now, having said that, everything depends on what happens in Ukraine, and we could eventually see a reverse and go to higher prices should a supply disruption appear.
Yeah, you mentioned the sanctions. President Biden sparing Russia's crucial energy exports from sanctions. Tucked in the bottom of these sanctions is a general license allowing Russian energy supplies to still be bought and sold. It means Russia's main source of income remains intact. Biden also sanctioned the Nord Stream 2 pipeline, but that doesn't make much of a difference to Putin with all of the other pipelines in the region, Andy. So I'm not sure what these sanctions are doing at all because Russia's ability to sell oil. In fact, they're also selling to the United States. We've increased our imports from Russia.
Well, I think we should look at it from the European perspective, who have very little alternatives when Russia is supplying 20% of the oil consumed there and 35% of the natural gas. So Europe really needs to develop a lot of energy alternatives to wean themselves from dependence on Russia, and then sanctions could take a much bigger bite. But you're correct that the lack of sanctions on Russia is doing very little in the overall scheme of things in the oil and gas industry.
Yeah, and the president is looking at these prices and trying to backpedal out of his bad policy, trying to shift the blame to Saudi Arabia and the oil companies. Take a listen to what he said about big oil yesterday. Watch this.
American oil and gas companies should not exploit this moment to hike their prices to raise profits. You know, in our sanctions package, we specifically designed to allow energy payments to continue. We are closely monitoring energy supplies for any disruption.
Hike their prices. Andy, does he not understand that oil is a global market and the prices are reached because of supply and demand?
Well, it doesn't seem so. I mean, the United States is connected to the rest of the oil market. We're a big exporter of crude oil off the Gulf Coast, yet we import refined products into the East Coast. So we are beholden to the world oil prices. Keep in mind, back in January of 2021, one of the first things that President Biden did out of the gates was issue an executive order that paused new permits, directing a rigorous review. And since then, you can see that, you know, it's been difficult for oil producers to really recover that production that was lost during the pandemic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we are still relying on Russia, given the Keystone Pipeline cancellation. Andy, thanks very much for being here this morning. We'll keep watching all of that. Andy Lipow joining us there.